Hey everybody, it's your girl, Maud Afro Mama, the undisputed African queen. I'm over here waiting for Z. She should be here in a minute. If you're here for the first time and you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, you know what time it is. You know what time it is. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, you guys.
Undisputed. She's Africana and she's a queen. So you better subscribe. Her name is Mo Afro Mama. She's on fire. So get to subscribing. The button's right there, right there. Please subscribe. Yeah.
There you have it, Z from Red Hub Miami. She's right here with us. Hey guys.
I saw that little recap.
I've been playing that for like a minute. I love it. I love it. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing? You looking good?
Girl, listen. I'm exhausted because of you guys. All right.
Yeah.
What happened?
Let me come back to you. Okay.
Right.
Sorry.
I'm exhausted. Y'all have exhausted me. The reunion was a mess. Was a whole lot of ghetto. I don't know why you're so afraid of Morgan girl. Like nobody wants to give her the energy that she's giving. We're gonna get to that. Welcome back. It's a pleasure to have you back. Excited to have you here. Tell me, what is your take of overall about the reunion?
Overall, oh my goodness. Overall, it was definitely it was intense. It was, hypertension. That's what I'm thinking, and high blood pressure. Come on, black people. Namaste.
You had quite a lot. You had quite a lot to speak on. Let's start with you. As a viewer, we feel like you were being blindsided by Blue when when they announced that Blue is bringing in a date or somebody he's been dating from the last season. Why did you feel blindsided, and why did you speak on it at that particular time?
Okay, well, I'm glad. I'm definitely happy that you did say blindsided, because that's the perfect word for it, basically. And basically, I felt blindsided because he did, prior to the reunion, filming the reunion in December. He asked me if I was open to bluffing or faking a relationship for the reunion. He was bringing that thought to mind, and this was during a time where production was already calling around, seeing how everyone was doing since filming and if you made any connections. And I didn't agree that I made any romantic connections. I had friends. Me and Blue and I felt like we were building a friendship, like a camaraderie. I've shared personal information with him as if I was talking to my friend over the phone. So that's why I guess I understand why he asked, like, hey, let's do this, because we vibe, we have a good, camaraderie, a good friendship, a good relationship. Why not? And I did tell him I didn't have the mental capacity to do that. That's how I put it. And more so, it was more like internally, I'm thinking I am not going to, first of all, I would like to stand alone. I left by myself. These are people who, decided I wasn't quote unquote ready to love. So I'm gonna come back to the situation by myself. Like, you didn't pick me. Why am I helping? And I didn't want anyone to influence my storyline either. I wanted to stand on my own. If anything was done or said about me, or if I was perceived anyway, let it be by myself and not because of someone else, especially if it wasn't a sincere relationship or romance, And as the reunion got closer, like that same week, he he came up with, he reached out to me with the same question, the same idea. And at that point, we were both like kind of laughing it off, but I'm just wondering that was the end of it at that point. There was nothing else to be said about it at that point until we get to the reunion. I'm thinking, okay, like that's not going to happen. Basically, he didn't have a connection because he did tell me I was the only one he asked that to. So that's what I'm thinking. Okay, that's the end of it. And so by the time when we get on stage, when the announcement is coming, I'm kind of like, my stomach is jumping because I'm like, I hope he's not about to announce me. I'm like wondering, is it gonna be like, because I didn't agree to this, Mm-hmm. And so that's pretty much when Kayla came out, and I was just like, this doesn't, first I'm just like, okay. And I'm muffled to Marcia, like, he definitely asked me to do the same thing like less than a week ago. Mm-hmm. And she's like, say something, and at first I'm just like, I'm gonna let him have that, and then as the talking started going on in this, this story was coming up and talking about how things were happening, how they met in the summer, and I'm just like, then why were you recently asking me this, if that's the case? So this is very weird. And that's when I had to say, like, us just as friends, like, this was never brought up. I never heard about you before.
And what made you not speak up? What made you, because you got that opportunity and you were like, I don't want to dump into your head. I don't want to, come over here.
It was made sure, like I was saying last night, it was mainly out of respect. I was kind of trying to consider everybody. Mm. Because at the same time, I still consider Blue as a friend, and I didn't want to put him out there like that. Mm-hmm. And then I'm also considering this woman that I don't know at all. She could be sincere. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm all analyzing in my head. What if she's being sincere, then maybe he's not, you know what I mean? Like, so I was just like, I'm not trying to damper it. I'm not trying, and plus I'm thinking also about the audience. They're going to, I can't win or lose with them because it's like, I'm going to be perceived as a hater. And it ended up with me not even saying anything. It ended up coming back like that. People were coming back on social and, saying certain things. And I'm like, wait, hold up. Mm-hmm. Like that's not even the case at all. You know what I mean? Like it had nothing to do. Anybody could have walked on that stage. Really, it made the whole purpose was like my main issue was with him as a friend, like not even giving any regard to saying, hey, let me consider the fact that I did talk to you about this. So by the way, this is what's gonna happen.
Right.
So you're not surprised at all. Mm-hmm. And guess what? I wouldn't even because like. You my boy, I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm gonna let you have it. Right. But it was just like you're not even considering me as a human being. Like, so Blindsided was really where that came from. And that's just what it was. And I hate that people would try to put it as me being against another woman, because it's kind of like nothing was ever directed, and I made sure that no argument was going to come out of that on that stage. What I was not going to do is have two women arguing and having myself included into that. So when they were saying stuff, like, oh, why, he talks to everybody, or little jabs like that, I said I'm gonna leave it at that. And
I can see that. And I can see that because I can see you saying, you never expected Morgan, two girls to be fighting. I can see, you made a comment saying, this is the last thing I wanted to see.
Right.
Girls fighting. Did you talk to Boo after that scene? Did you go to him and say, you're my friend, what's going on over here?
So I know you guys, so you saw the part where when we got off stage, we briefly spoke, but it made it look like he walked away. But in reality, we were both told to go to the hallway to speak some more on it. And then that's when I was saying to him, I was still trying not to bring it up, like on camera, you know, that part was never shown, but it was filmed. I was still like trying to say like, hey, you know, like you the homie, like you trying to make this something. I didn't feel okay. I appreciate that, actual Aubrey. I
She's
appreciate
my
that.
girl. Hi,
Yeah,
Aubrey.
I hope so, because I was like, no, like this is definitely not it. Um, but basically, I was saying to him like, you the homie, like let's not try to make this some love triangle that never was. Like, and he was saying things like, oh, well, when we come out together, you're gonna be nice to her, right? I'm like, why wouldn't I be nice to her? I don't even know her. Like, so I was just like, come on, like you know what you asked me recently. You know that. And you know if I put that out there, you would not look good. He's like, I understand that. You know, it was just no.
Did you continue to have this friendship with him after the
It
reunion?
was hard. It was hard to, you know, I think so when the show first came out and like I saw him at the premiere and I even mentioned it then, like, I'm mad at you, you know. He was like, oh, well, hey, get over it. That type of thing. He's doing his thing, you know. But and then, you know, when the show aired, he did try, because I was feeling some type of way about like how things were perceived, you know, when I left and things of that nature. So we do have a group chat, and I shared that in the group chat. And with that, he reached out. But even then in that phone conversation, I really didn't have much words. Like I even kind of brought up the same thing a bit, and he had some more stories for that and backpedaling with that. So it just wasn't the same. I felt like the trust wasn't there for me. And like once the trust isn't there, like I can't really be your friend now. Because if you're gonna do that, like what else are you likely to do? So, you know, it's just I couldn't fake the funk, really. I really couldn't fake the funk and
and I have you're the right person to speak to about his situation because you are friends with him. I mean, the only reason why he felt comfortable talking to you about you coming over here, and was there any pressure for him to bring anybody to the reunion? Why was he acting like there was a pressure for him to you guys to come acting like a couple? Was there anything that
I don't understand that. Like that's the part. I don't know if he wanted to come off as if like, hey, I might got voted off, but you know, like the whole saying, like nice guys don't really finish last or whatever. You know, I might have gotten voted off, but I didn't. You know, I'm still wanted. You know, like I don't know if it was an ego thing or, I have no idea what the strategy would be for that. Yeah.
So then you guys, I'm sure you've been keeping in touch, not just with Blue, but as a cast. I mean, I'm sure you have a friend or two from the cast, and so this thing comes out like Blue is being accused of, forging the PP. The whole thing about him and being arrested by the U.S. Marshals and PPP. And what is the cast saying? When they see this thing and they see him being arrested and has all that been, not just being arrested, but, sentenced for 2 years and he has to pay back over half a million dollars to the people he frauded. What is everybody saying to each other?
You got a lot more information about it than me. All I saw was the mugshot, but no, because I try to separate myself from that, and that isn't for like, you don't wish that upon anybody that, that you especially know personally. A lot of people are shocked, I would say, it's just more of an overall shock with the people that I have talked to about it, but no one has anything negative to say. No one's wishing him, like this, you deserve this, no one's saying that, but, it's just it's all happening all at once, so damn, it's like damn
it's just sad. And that's what I said, when I was doing that, I said, I don't take pleasure speaking on this about a black man who presented himself such a gentleman, you know what I mean? So moving on, we see you guys being shocked by Morgan and Marcia back and forth.
Yeah.
Why is everybody shocked? Why is everybody, you did not see this coming? Why?
I just did like I was just hope I know for me I was just like damn we're getting through this pretty smoothly, like it's no none of us arguing really too much in terms of like the woman or whatever. It's just so I don't know where it was coming from. I know it was the whole term of distraction and that heated things up while they were both talking about their situation with Tony. And it just, things just escalated when it wasn't really necessary to escalate. So, but I tried to stay out of the drama. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'd rather be the commentator. You know what I'm saying? On that, the spectator. But I don't want to see the ladies come at each other because it's not worth it. What's the point? What's the point? Like just let it be.
What did the other girls feel? Because when I don't disagree with Morgan's delivery of the message, I can see why she would think that Marcia was a distraction. And then when she's arguing with Tony, Marcia is over here causing with Tony at backstage. So I can see her saying, "Yo, you're backup." Yes, you are.
I didn't see that part. I was still in the back hanging out. I didn't see that was new to me, just as new as it like just I saw it the first time as you saw it.
Why are you guys sitting on the same? Are you not sitting on the same space? Are you not able to see who is causing up with who backstage?
During that time, like when they were in the hallway area, I was backstage. We were backstage where the couches were, and you don't see that whole view. So when they were actually in that same area, the lounge area where we were hanging out backstage, I didn't see them all hugged up like that. I didn't really see them all. Everybody was doing their thing. So a lot of stuff happened. That hallway area right there, a lot of stuff happened that we don't even know about. That's when I was like, oh wait. Are they arguing? Because I'm sitting down and I'm chilling in the back, So they're in the hallway and that's where a lot of the chaos was going on. So
but I see you saying, the last thing you want is to see them argue. Was that right? So that is you guys watching from the backstage when they're already on the. Okay.
Yeah, we're watching from the backstage, seeing what's happening. But we heard what was going on. We can hear it. I just wasn't going. I wasn't going to look like I was. So I don't know. I could just hear them arguing.
Everybody. Did everybody feel like I don't know? Watching, I'm feeling, or I'm seeing that everybody is so threatened by Morgan. Nobody wants to speak to Morgan. Morgan is here calling shots and calling everybody. Morgan is here telling Mark Anthony, "Shut up." Then she's over here telling Marcia, "Stay in your lane." She's calling Tony a monster, and nobody is saying nothing to Morgan. Is everybody frightened or doesn't want to attack the monster who is Morgan?
I think I do not believe that. That's probably. Because y'all making it seem like she's like,
yeah. That's what you
said. No. Like you gotta understand with the editing, things are chopped up to make it look like that. But no, people still clap back. People listen. This is a strong cast. People are still gonna clap back and say what they have to say. You might not see everything. But people say what they have to say. Nobody, no.
Okay.
No. I mean, at least like
Okay.
from the time I was there, no one.
Okay.
But I don't know what happened in between time when things can change or whatever. But
So then we see everybody is like jumping from their couch when they hear about Natasha and Tony's situation, that they slept together. Was there more discussion between the two of them? Because Natasha did an interview with Kamisha Reviews and she explained everything, and she was into details exactly what happened. Did she ever go into a detailed conversation at the reunion? Just maybe it was edited. We never got to see that because we never got to see. I'm like, why is Natasha there? I wanted Natasha to tell us exactly what happened, but we never got to see that at the reunion. What happened? Did you guys ever, have that or listen to that conversation between her and Tony?
I think Natasha definitely had more to say than was shown to Tony when they were on stage. And I mean, I really don't like. The thing is, I don't know about their situation that much, so it's kind of like things happen.
Did
So
she speak on it at the reunion?
she spoke on it. I didn't hear everything, but she definitely spoke on it more. Like there was parts where I heard what I was able to hear, and people spoke more about it, obviously, but they can only put so much into an hour of the show, So
You're very diplomatic in your responses. I mean, I wanted to be a bit messy, and you're not giving me the mess that I want.
well, that's the thing too, because I always say, that is their business for sure. Like that is definitely their business, especially when it comes to stuff like that, and where it can get muddy. You don't know. I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like they need to those love triangle situations or whatever. It's you're supposed to be playing by the rules of the show, or it's just it's all tricky. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. It is what it is.
Exactly, and I saw you celebrating. When Tommy is telling the guys, behave yourself. This is not a game. Black women have been carrying black men
I
throughout.
appreciated that. I did it. I appreciate it for sure. That's something that I love to see a black man saying to our fellow black men, because a lot of times where they look at us as complaining or things like that, but it's just that as us black women, we hold them to such a higher standard, and we put them on such a pedestal right away off the bat naturally. It's innate for us. And then when something doesn't go our way, or they might have actions that they might make a mistake, we're so disappointed. We're more so hurt. And that could be misunderstood. So I want black men and black women to come to understanding where we can communicate with one another without being on such a defense, because the only reason why we're on such a defense is because we both care so much about what the other person, our counterpart, thinks of us. We really do, subconsciously. So and we have to admit that, and be able to come to a place of understanding with both of our black experience, and try not to compete with one another, because there's a lot of competition between the black man and the black woman. So it just goes deeper than what's on the surface with what has transpired throughout the reunion and such.
I hear that. Okay, let's go to Cynthia and Anthony. There's a big difference between Morgan and Tony. Morgan is bringing all the bad energy and anger and all resentment and everything else. But Cynthia is breaking up with my brother over here, but very in a diplomatic way, saying, I was not there emotionally, I was not available to you emotionally. And everybody else was shocked. Were you all expecting them to be together at this point at the reunion?
I wasn't expecting anything. I had no expectations. I was expecting everything. I was expecting the best and the worst. I was just making sure I was flexible. I remained flexible. Okay. So, when it comes to them, I definitely, I'm happy like she just was open about that. Like that's a mature way of looking at things when you feel like you need to work on yourself more before, before being ready to be with someone. I guess I don't know. I don't know.
Why would you want to work on yourself before you're ready for somebody? Why you have chosen them? You'd have done like what Mercedes did. Mercedes said, you know what, I'm going to choose myself. I would have hoped for Cynthia, if she's not ready emotionally to be available to anybody, then choose yourself. I'm not leading my brother over here. And then you say you're not emotionally available. That confused me, was that you guys never, that wasn't, it wasn't discussed behind the scene. Backstage, you guys were not like, because I can see Marcia saying, what's the tea? At backstage, you guys never talked about it?
I did. I was wondering about the body language. I was just wondering why they weren't closer and why, then that was just an honest, like, observation from the jump, so I don't know what happened in terms of what went on between them and whatever, but who knows? Like there could still be hope. Who knows? There could be a to be continued with them. You don't think so?
Okay. So then the reunion airs yesterday. Are you guys exchanging messages? You acted a fool. You should have done this better. Are you guys exchanging these messages after the reunion?
Everything I hear is like, hey, how you doing? You okay? Like it's more so of that. Like, either I don't hear, I'm not hearing from anyone. People probably was out last night and still getting themselves together today. But from the few people I did hear from, they were definitely, just asking, hey, you okay? And I said, hey, are you okay? It's more support than anything. Like it's the last hurrah, despite the drama, like we really did have fun behind the scenes, backstage, we got some laughs in. So, like I said, at the end of the day, it's really all love, despite people's differences and maybe, a couple I might not, deal with or whatever. But I don't wish any ill will on anyone. And I feel like other people feel the same way. Like I would hope everyone wishes the best for each other in terms of whatever they want in life.
Right. Who else gets along with Morgan and what's her name, Jeffrey? Is there anybody else who gets along with those two?
I think like they're the best. Like they're super close. They're super tight. Like, people. Everybody's far out. I don't know. Everyone does their own thing. Like people are busy. Like it's hard. Like you're in adult life. Like it can be hard. Like maintaining friendships, especially when you're just meeting as adults. Like when you're doing your thing and hustling and bustling, like it can be very hard to just stay in touch with everyone. I mean, we do try to. I think there has been times throughout the season where group activities, try to come through. Oh, she admitted she was guarding. Letting guards down takes time. Right. Always. Mm-hmm. Definitely. Mm-hmm. Hey.
Hi, girl. All right. But I agree because to me, the only thing I was questioning is, your intentions. If you're choosing me and I'm choosing you, then you're not going to come here telling me you're not emotionally available for me when I need you. I never pushed you to choosing me. You have chosen yourself, which you never did. And that's the only reason, like, was a cast, like, what is happening over here, because they never went into details about exactly what happened, exactly how she never showed up for Anthony. Did she ever talk to you guys about, how did you show up for your guy that you were supposed to be showing up for?
Listen, I wasn't there long enough to know how she's showing up for anybody, so I ain't talked to her about that. So I'm just saying.
You have a question over here. You have a question for you. A question for you. Are you dating now, Z? Are you in touch with any of the cast members?
You're funny. Oh, I'm getting to know people. You know what I mean? I'm doing me, like I'm loving my singlehood. Anybody that comes in alignment with what I'm doing, my goals, and we meet. I love the organic meets. The organic getting to know someone too. So it's like I'm feeling good. I'm feeling very optimistic about my dating life. And yes, I do. I try to stay in touch with the cast members, even the RTL family, like the RTL universe. Like, people have been very supportive, reaching out, giving good advice. So, yeah, I can say, like, it's definitely more positive that has come out of this whole experience than anything else.
I'm glad. Like, I'm glad you dodged a bullet over here. I'm glad you never showed up with Blue over there. Right now I'll be asking you about those COVID checks. Like, did you enjoy yourself? Did you benefit from those COVID checks? So I'm happy that you were part of it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh, there's so much. You never know. This is.
Kamisha has a question for you. Oh my gosh, what happened to that? What do you think about Dallas Ready to Love will bring? What do you think Dallas Ready to Love will bring?
I'm expecting physically. I'm expecting some big old booties. I'll be honest with you. And just like that Southern charm, those Southern charm vibes. And I'm optimistic about the pickings that they probably have there, to be honest. I've always heard good things, more so I guess about like Houston, but I think like that Houston, Austin, all those little sections in Texas, I've heard good things about, like Black excellence. I've never been to Texas, so I don't know what to really expect, but they're gonna find a way to get the drama too, so we'll see how it goes. But it should be interesting.
All right. One of a few guys, some people from your cast has told me how aggressive production was. Intimately, like they want some a little here and there. They want. Did you have? What was your production like? The people, your producers, were there men and women there? What was that for you?
You said they were aggressive in terms of
like they wanted a little bit of some. Oh, we know some cast members. Stop acting like we know some of your cast members slept with those people. We know that.
Really?
Go, listen.
Wow. Listen, I mean, wow, I don't know.
You can be honest over here. Don't act like, just go ahead.
I mean, there's people like I'm trying to, like, sometimes I can get people being friendly confused with people trying to like come at you. So, I mean, listen, I ain't have no experiences with any of that's all I care about. I ain't have no experience. Everybody, I can dab it with everybody in production. I can be, what's up? What's good? I ain't got no awkward moments with that.
One day they were friendly to you, right?
I mean, I didn't have much time with production. You know what I mean? Like there were a couple who were friendly, and there were a couple who were doing their job.
Okay.
I mean, for the most part, I feel like they all were doing their job. like they were producing. So that's how I feel about it. I
Mm.
don't really care what, like, if someone said, "Oh, they were." I mean, I don't like. Listen, I don't know how the male's perspective is. Like the men on our cast, they might have a whole other different
Yeah, because
perspective.
I'm talking about the male. I'm talking about the male. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
they.
talking about the female producers being very aggressive towards
Oh
men.
yes, yes. Okay, okay, okay. They might have a whole. We could all speculate, but they're probably. I want that's their story to tell, but we could all speculate, and I don't know.
Well, see, this is not speculation. This is like real
What
tea.
happened? What do you know?
Bro, listen, they did
What
the
do
did the
you
thing.
know?
Uh-huh.
Because I'm not
Girl.
gonna say anything I don't know for certain. You know that I'm not gonna say anything I don't know for certain. If I have some tea, I'm gonna please believe I'll have receipts. But
Okay.
in terms of this, I can't say I know. All it is speculation.
Hmm.
From what I know, but
Mhm.
I think the men might have more perspective
Mhm.
or a better understanding than anything if anyone has dealt with that. um but man, oh
Well,
man.
I know that there's a male cast who really did the thing with the production, and I was also told by a female cast that yes, they were very aggressive, towards you guys, and so she was not, surprised that this happened because they were thirsty over here. And when I see everybody circulating, like, oh, this one is dating somebody from the last season, this one is dating somebody from this, and I'm like, don't you guys have enough people to date? Like, why do you have to go around and date the same people? And what's wrong with Miami? Don't you have enough people to date outside the show?
I guess when you once you share that common ground, it's like,
Hmm.
I guess
Now,
once,
your
like,
question
that
here.
relate on. What am I looking for in a partner? What are my expectations in dating? Oh, both very good questions. First off, what I'm looking for in a partner, obviously there has to be like an attraction there, but really it's what's on the inside. It's their integrity, their character. I'm looking for someone who is naturally just consistent, someone who sticks by their word. Communication is very big for me, and someone who's like tenacious. They always wants to be a better person than they were the day before. Someone who's passionate, and empathetic and very can be affectionate, not afraid to be affectionate, and just someone I can admire and be able to like just follow. And my dating expectations. I mean, I guess like that's kind of like a vague question. Like I definitely want someone who's a gentleman and wants to court me like a gentleman. Um, and I do like when a guy lets me know that they're thinking about me in terms of, and just even little ways, just the little things that count. Like, but there's also something about someone who really they're listening to what you're saying, because then they have like a gift for you or something that's, like I'll give an example. There was this one guy I dated way back when, and this is when I was having like these odd jobs, right? And there was a door-to-door job I was doing, and I was explaining that to him, and then like one day he just came with like pepper spray for me, just because he was showing like he cared about me, being at door to door, you never know what can
Hmm.
happen. So it was showing that he was listening to me, or like he would surprise me with a big teddy bear. Like, it's little things like that makes dating special. And we should always feel like, even when we're committed to one another, we should always feel like we're dating each other. We always should, even in a marriage, you should feel like girlfriend and boyfriend. And I'm learning something new about this partner every day, because we're always evolving together, you know. When you stop evolving with someone, that's when, you know, might be a problem. You know, you gotta come together and communicate and see what's going on. But yeah.
I like that. I wish my husband was here to listen to that last point, but he's not here. You know, I wish he was here to listen to that point. But I saw you agreeing with Jeffrey when Jeffrey was saying, you know, black men sort of, you know, they're not here to raise their children. They do this every day, and you seem to agree to that. Why? Why did you, you know?
Well, I didn't agree with the all black men. No, I didn't agree with that. I didn't like the fact that right when she was trying to explain herself and her perspective, that everyone's coming out like, oh, don't say that, you know. In her, I was saying, like, don't judge her. Maybe she didn't use the perfect words, you know. Maybe she generalized it too much, but don't judge her because that is her perspective. That is whatever she has experienced, you know. And there are a lot of black women who have experienced heartbreak or, you know, having kids, you know, with a black man. And, you know, we have a lot of single parents out there, single mothers who have raised their children by themselves. I have been raised by a single parent, you know. I have cousins who've been raised by single parents, you know. So it's I'm sure people can relate. It might have been said harshly, but I'm sure people can relate. And then that's when I go back to, like, we need to come to a place of a healthier place of communicating with each other, so that the black man and black woman can understand where we're both coming from, you know, because I'm sure there's black men out there that are mad at their mamas for something, you know. So it's so complex. And we really need to have more. I just didn't like the fact how they were coming after her. Like we all need to have empathy for what we've gone through and for our experience. So that's where I was more so coming from than totally agreeing with what she was saying. I was just saying her perspective is valid. That's what I was saying. Everyone's perspective is valid. Mm-hmm.
Did anybody speak on that after you guys had a break? Did you guys say, you know, tell her, yo, Jeffrey, you know, this, or was like, you know what, we understand where you're coming from, but A, B, C, and D. Did you guys have another conversation after that, after you guys got a break?
I don't. It was so intense. I think people just needed a break and needed to have some water and some snacks, or I think it wasn't much water there. But no, there wasn't really much talk about it after that. I think people had around after that whole conversation. It was a bit of like a timeout. Like people needed a little breather, I think.
How long did you guys stay for the reunion? How long was that?
Long. Oh wow. It was daytime when I got there, and it was like the next day when I left.
Really?
Yeah, it was a long time. Oh so you understand why I'm leaning back, and at that point I'm just like, I was surprised they didn't catch me because I definitely fell asleep at one point. I definitely fell asleep on that couch. I'm surprised they didn't catch that, but yeah.
Wow. Looking back at the season, I'm sure you're happy it's done. You're moving on with your life, but is there anything that you change? Are there things that you did that you would be like, you know what, maybe I would have moved in this kind of a way, or I would have said this thing in a different way? Looking back, do you have any regrets, or, you know, what's your thoughts on that?
Definitely no regrets, because whatever mistake I've made, you know, was a lesson. I, you know, kind of sticking to my intuition, sticking to my guts and what I feel. I definitely believe that it's stronger than ever at this point, especially after being in this experience. And also just like not to take yourself too seriously as well. Like people are going to always have something to say. But they didn't experience this. You did. So, you know, there's so much they don't know, you know. Um, and I have to, in this situation, you can get lost in that, and you have to remind yourself of really who you are as a person. I'm not what was perceived in these few little minutes that was on television, and whatever, and whatever judgment they have on who I am, that's their business. It's not mine, So it definitely was all a learning experience altogether. Even the whole production side of it, I enjoyed seeing what goes on behind the scenes, because that's what I'm into. So it was even nice seeing both sides of it, being on camera and then seeing what takes place behind the scenes.
Awesome. So it looks like you enjoyed the whole thing. And it also gives you a platform. Like now we know about Z. It's a platform that you get to connect with people and
Right.
having opportunities, right?
Right. It's definitely a way of, and that's something else I wanted to get out of it, was getting to know more people, like, and just building hope. It's part of, you're building a tribe of people that have like-minded views and like-minded passions, and who knows what can come from that, whether it be friendship, whether it be love, who knows? Like, the sky is the limit when it comes to that. And you only have one life to live, and you might as well experience doing something out of the ordinary, so you can look back and say, "Oh, I did that. Like, I had great times." I want to be on my rocking chair and like smiling, being able to laugh at myself, looking back on life and having no regrets. So,
do we know when Blue is reporting to jail? Do we know when he's gonna go? Because he's active on IG, and I'm like, dude, when are you gonna be reporting?
Is he there already, or I don't know what's happening?
That's your friend. You should be telling me.
Hey, my friend, we ain't friends. No, he was my friend. I thought he was my friend. We don't. I haven't talked to that man. Yeah. Yeah. I'm definitely not.
Yeah, I don't know. He's still very active on IG, so dude has not reported yet. He's still very active,
Yeah, I guess.
And he's still very petty on IG because him and Kara, I don't know. I mean, they're no longer together. He cheated on her. They were in a relationship. Nobody knows about the timeline, because when at the reunion she says 3 months. When you ask Blue, he says a month. They've been serious with for like a month. So now the two of them are not on the same page.
Child, that's their whatever. That's whatever. Where's that song from Anita Baker, Fairy Tales? Can we play that real quick?
Yeah, listen, everybody who is here.
She's Africana and she's a queen, so you better subscribe. Her name is Mo, Afro Mama. She's on fire, so get to subscribing. The button's right there, right there. Please subscribe. Yeah. Oh my gosh! Are we back?
I loved it.
Water break.
Oh. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't worry. We're about to end this. I appreciate you so very much for coming. I would love to have you here at Dallas. I want to come back here and maybe we can speak on Dallas, me and you and one of our other person over here that I'm going to invite. Just so you know, because we have an understanding of the show. You already know, what goes on, whether it's behind the scene, whether it be on camera, you have a better understanding. Way more than me, who's just watching the show. You know what I mean? I appreciate you so very much, Z. You have been very diplomatic, just like Cynthia has been. You don't want to throw shade on anybody. I was hoping that you're gonna, tell me more about Morgan. Like, why is Morgan, so messy and angry with everybody?
You gotta talk to her. That's again, that's.
No, I don't need to talk to her. No, I cannot. No, I can't. I can't. Yeah.
Oh, child.
I cannot. But yeah, I appreciate you for stopping by. If you get in touch with Blue, please tell him we were wishing him the very best. He just need to pay back the money that he got from PPP. I mean, it's unfortunate that he had to buy an old BMW. You don't do that. You don't. Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I cannot.
Oh man.
D, you're very late. You're very late. D is saying I'm late, but did Natasha have more a response to Tony's "You told production we slept together"? Did she?
Did she? But did she? But did Natasha have more of a response? She said, "Boy, ain't nobody say that." That's what she said. She said, "Boy, ain't nobody."
Of course, she's an attorney. She
That was her response. It got cut off, but I believe that was her response. Boy, ain't nobody say that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What was that?
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Aubrey. Thank you, actually, Aubrey. That was nice. What is this? Yeah, everybody's saying, are you happy? Are you glad that you finished your filming?
Yes, because it's been an emotional roller coaster, you know, because it's like I already left, like I left, right? So I was like, okay, I was getting used to leaving, and then it goes back up when the show premieres, and then it's like, okay, well, I left again. Then it's the reunion, and then now it's yeah. So now I can relax for a little bit. Yeah, I don't think
I agree.
What did you say?
Sorry. Go ahead, read.
Not be impacted some way, good or bad. You leave it with something right. It's absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Of course, Tony lied. What was I going to ask you? I think there's a difference between them, you guys doing a reunion after everybody has watched the show. Because if everybody has watched the show, then we would have had this conversation between Morgan and Natasha, because Morgan has been calling Natasha a low-hanging fruit, and we never got that. They never, talked to us about that at the reunion, because she doesn't know that Morgan is going to say these things, because you guys are shooting the reunion before you even watch it.
No, during the reunion, there's a lot. And I am also curious, like if they ended up doing the reunion after everything aired, like how it would have turned out. Oh, D, love you too. Thank you so much. Yeah, like you, I wondered how it would turned out if we got to watch more of the season and then do the reunion. It would have been different.
Yeah, because then everybody has a better understanding and a better perspective on things that have transpired. That's what happened on other shows, whether it's in Real Housewives of whatever, or all these reality shows. You watch the show, you see how people are reacting, and then you shoot the reunion. You just don't do the show and then shoot the reunion, and everybody else is over here on IG saying things. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I would wish that they changed that.
I hope that they do that, change that too, because I just kind of felt like, damn, there was so much. There was people that I would have had something to say to, if I knew certain things were said, or they played things the way they played,
Because did you have any conversation with Blake at the reunion?
Nope.
See?
Yeah, and that's the only person I went on a date with, But he already said what he had to say about like what his experience, and it made a lot of sense. So,
are they still together with Suan?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't. But and I really don't. Like I really don't. Like
You don't give a damn.
Hmm.
Don't.
I don't. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. I was like, I don't
You
know.
don't. Clearly you don't. Oh my gosh. Well, at least this is over. This is over for you, but it's not over for you on this platform. I'm going to be inviting you back when Rich Love Dallas airs. I hope you come back. I hope you come back. We appreciate you, Z. You can always find Z on IG at Z Perks, right? That's your IG handle.
Score Peaks. Yep. That's
Mm-hmm.
me. You can just
Z Peaks, yeah.
Google it.
Z underscore Peaks. Right.
Google it.
I
Yep.
appreciate you, my friend. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate you.
Of course. It's always a
Wishing
good
you the
time.
very best, and thank you for stopping by.
All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye,
Bye, my
guys.
friend.
Bye.
Bye. That was fun, you guys. Thank you guys for stopping by. I'm your girl, Mother from Mama, the undisputed African queen. Do not forget to subscribe. Yes, there was some man who slept with production. There was a male cast who did have sleep with. It was one that I know of. Oh my gosh! Thank you, babe. Thank you for the super chat. You are the best. Yes, there's a male that I know of that slept with production. We shall be speaking on this soon, very soon, before we forget about Ready to Love Miami. But yes, I'm told production was very aggressive, and a whole lot happened. A whole lot happened that we'll be speaking on. It's your girl, Mother from Mama, the undisputed African queen. Don't forget to subscribe, you guys. I love everybody. Thank you for supporting me. Bye.